For weeks now, Satoshi has been working 20-hour days, and he doesn't appear to be slowing down. The lofty objective of making Shiba Inu one of the biggest cryptocurrency assets is the focus of all of this work. We finally got some amazing updates from him today. There are currently trillions of tokens in circulation, and this is only the start. However, what is truly taking place, and what is the possible profit? Let me clarify. Disclaimer: although Shiba Inu's price has largely recovered from the market meltdown 2 days ago, there is still a troubling trend going on underneath. Major token holders have seen a dramatic increase in activity during the last day, according to data from Intel the Block. A whopping 7.48 trillion Shiba Inus have been removed from these whales' wallets. To put this into perspective, the outflow was merely 1 trillion the day before. That's a huge 700% increase in a single day. Even more remarkable is the fact that the price of Shiba Inus hasn't fallen in spite of this massive outflow. The green is still in effect. Typically, this type of movement, particularly from significant holders, indicates a negative trend for the price. However, the market isn't responding as anticipated in this case. Disconnects of this nature imply that more is happening behind the scenes. It begs the question of what is maintaining the price stability. Is it deceit, covert assistance, or the quiet before a greater storm? In any event, this is not a typical situation. In addition to being Thanksgiving in the United States, typical financial markets are closed today, November 28. This presents a unique situation for the Bitcoin industry. The cryptocurrency market is effectively operating in a vacuum since there is no action from the big players that usually have an impact on the market through Ethereum and Bitcoin ETFs. Because there is less outside pressure, cryptocurrencies like Shiba Inu can move more freely. This dynamic is evident if we look at the price trend for Shiba Inus. After a brief decline to $0.423 earlier today, the coin regained solid support around about $0.425. An outstanding buy-up ensued after this decline, forming a long wick on the hourly chart. The price rose 12.5% from that local bottom, then retreated 3% to reach its current position. A healthy correction, which is crucial for creating momentum for a subsequent upward move, is exemplified by this type of movement. Thanksgiving may have a special influence on the current Shiba Inu trends. Because traditional financial markets are closed, the crypto market is subject to less regulation and fewer outside influences. Because of this, there's a void in the market where the typical major players associated with Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs are not present. This may appear like the ideal time for whales to act unhindered when holding Shiba Inus. Consider this: if you're a whale and wish to relocate a large number of Shiba Inus, it makes sense to do so on a day like Thanksgiving. Since the market isn't under the regular strain, it can be simpler to hide these moves or prevent panic. However, the magnitude of today's sales minus 7.48 trillion Shiba Inus were sold in a single day raises serious concerns. Do these whales have knowledge that the rest of the market does not, or are they just profiting? Even more perplexing is the fact that, in spite of this selling, the price hasn't fallen. It is remaining stable, occasionally even increasing. This might indicate that smaller traders or members of the Shiba Inu society are stepping in to purchase the supply. As an alternative, the whales may be cashing out quietly while dumping in modest amounts to maintain a steady price. In any case, these major players may have had a unique chance to take action without the typical market dynamics interfering during this Thanksgiving void. It's important to keep a close eye on this scenario because it can be a warning of something far more serious developing underneath. However, it is evident that this is not a joke. Particularly in the last several days, Bitcoin ETFs have had a significant impact on the direction of the cryptocurrency market. This change may even be the reason why some whales are departing, as the anticipated cryptocurrency rise has been postponed. An intriguing viewpoint is provided by a recent tweet. It implies that the people behind the current Bitcoin rally make it substantially distinct from earlier ones. This time, the majority are not typical retail traders but rather institutional investors and buyers of Bitcoin spot ETFs. Because these investors don't use cryptocurrency exchanges like regular people do, it's more difficult for money to go from Bitcoin to other cryptocurrencies. The altcoin market finds it difficult to expand without this flow. The article also notes that smaller altcoins are still primarily purchased by normal users on exchanges. Altcoins will need new money entering these exchanges in order to achieve new heights, but this isn't happening very often at the moment. Minor altcoins are left waiting for fresh interest from regular cryptocurrency users, while major altcoins may eventually attract investment from institutions. The conclusion is that the cryptocurrency market is changing. Institutions and ETFs are now more responsible for Bitcoin's rise than individual traders. Altcoins may need to discover new strategies to draw an investment directly rather than depending on Bitcoin's momentum if they want to prosper. The Shiba Inu development team appears to be adopting this same approach recently. An attention-grabbing AI-generated image was reposted by Satoshi Kusama today. The image depicts a dramatic, nearly apocalyptic workplace environment. There is a person at their desk surrounded by pandemonium, and it is full of chaos. Satoshi connected this to his own purpose and utilized it as a metaphor for the difficulties they are encountering. In his tweet, he discussed his attempt to give a meme coin actual use, with the goal of moving Shiba Inu from the top 15 to the top 5 in less than 5 years, all while operating on a tight budget. Satoshi also provided personal insights into his daily routine, including how he manages everything from social media posts to interacting with the Shiba Inu community while working 20-hour days for weeks at a time. Another team member, Lucy, shared her opinions, emphasizing how uncommon it is to find true hard labor in an environment full of people looking for quick cash. Even with only 100 members, she advocated for creating a small, encouraging group that emphasizes genuineness. This strategy seems ideal for the state of the market right now. The Shiba Inu team is doing exactly what is required to stand out in light of the delayed cryptocurrency season and the altered capital flow. They are concentrating on enhancing their community, creating utility, and persevering through the turbulence with unwavering resolve rather than depending on outdated patterns. Shiba Inu's team is working hard to build their own momentum at a time when many projects are only waiting for the market to shift in their favor. Not only is that admirable, but it's the kind of progressive approach that can enable them to prosper even under trying circumstances. Following all of these changes, there is now talk of Shiba Inu's ambitious next objective, reaching a $50 billion daily trading volume. This could pave the way for Shiba Inu to reach previously unheard of heights. One analyst notes that a high trade volume by itself is insufficient to raise prices. The balance between buying and selling determines this. We can witness rapid expansion if the majority of the activity is in the buying direction. However, even enormous volume cannot have the desired effect if market sentiment isn't strong. Let's examine the past. Trading volume exceeded $30 billion in October 2021, when Shiba Inu had an amazing surge to its highest point ever. That spike in demand contributed to the price of Shiba Inu reaching previously unthinkable heights. More recently, in March of this year, trade volume increased once more, and Shiba Inu rose past the $0.43 mark. These instances demonstrate a distinct pattern. Prices rise when trading activity increases and demand exceeds supply. The $50 billion goal, however, presents a very other obstacle. Shiba Inu's volume is currently a small portion of that. Institutional investors would need to jump in addition to retail interest in order to reach such a huge number. Rising market sentiment and liquidity become crucial at this point. This ambition could become a reality if the buying pressure increases dramatically and Shiba Inu's continued token burn measures take effect. If the stars align, the possibility of Shiba Inu hitting resistance levels like $0.45 or perhaps aiming for the stars at $0.305 becomes more plausible. Shiba Inu's current price might practically drop as a result of this. There is a significant effort being made by Satoshi Kusama. Though ambitious, this goal has the potential to reshape Shiba Inu's role in the cryptocurrency industry. It's not just about the numbers. It's also about whether Shiba Inu can ignite the same kind of fervor that we've witnessed before and make it even more intense. The cryptocurrency community is still immensely optimistic about Shiba Inu and the entire market despite all the volatility. A prospective Santa rally, which is a term used to characterize an end-of-year spike in market prices, was brought to light by one Twitter user. Their essay highlights Bitcoin's recent decline from $99,000, which surprisingly hasn't depressed anyone. Rather, it's making people more at ease with the notion of Bitcoin surpassing $100,000. The user forecasts a solid year-end by predicting a few more days of consolidation before the rally gets going. People are excited by this contagious optimism because it reflects the larger momentum that the market is experiencing. How do you feel about this? Leave a comment below. Click on one of the videos to learn more if you're interested.